Okay, so the funny thing is I started another video, but then like I kind of started going off on a tangent and I feel like it wasn't making sense. But I feel like that's what happens, I'm waving my finger at myself, if I'm not consistent and I take a little bit of time off from what I'm doing and like I have a good thing going and like making these videos that I love to do, like my sit down videos. Like I said in the past, these videos are just for me to help myself to talk better, communicate better, make conversations better, make friends better, be more friendly better, if that makes sense. So I don't put any production into these videos. They're the least, like, what's it called? It's the least production, it's the most low effort videos that I usually make because I don't edit them. I just turn on my little lamp, I, brush my hair somewhat. Today I did a fun little hairstyle I'm really proud of, and my hair looks like not frizzy for once, but I do have a hair mask in it and it's kind of dirty, so that's probably why. But I took time off, I didn't practice, and whatever you don't do, whatever you don't use, you lose. That's what my dad says. So the last topic I was talking about was finding peace and solidarity, but I do think I need to really think about that one a little better to figure out what I'm trying to say without like rambling about something that's not necessary, which leads me to actually the video that I'm making today, which is like something I was feeling last week, which is why I think I didn't post. So like I wrote it in my notes app. It was like, sometimes I feel really stupid and everything I say / do is useless, cringy, or embarrassing. And I was feeling that way, and I was like, I hate everything I do. I have no idea who I am, and just like I want to take my skin off and just walk away, if that makes sense. I don't know if you've ever felt that way. But most of the time it's like they say, you're your own worst enemy. And I totally 100% believe that, because it's usually self-sabotage, and I do that to myself. I don't know why. Like, I'm sure if like you go to therapy or a therapist and you know exactly why, and it's like written all over my face. But I'm just gonna chat about like experiences that I've gone through and just how I've dealt with it, and just chit chat. And I feel like this is a fun way for people to like get to know the real me, who I am, that I'm like not normal. My fiance said not to call myself normal, because I'm always like, I'm so like, I wish I was normal. I say that often, like, and he just reminds me of like that. I don't know if you're a SpongeBob fan. I'm a huge SpongeBob fan, but he's like, if you say you're normal, like, remember that episode of SpongeBob where he turns normal and he's like really creepy and like smooth looking? Like, I don't want to be like that, so I'd rather be my own self. But these feelings really do pop up from time to time, and it is normal to feel this way, but it's the way you reel yourself back in times where I feel like everything that comes out of my mouth is just like idiotness. What am I saying? Like, just stupid. And it's like, what am I even saying? Or like, I'm blabbing my mouth to people who like, I'm giving unsolicited advice. It's like, no one asked me. Why am I like yapping about it? Why am I getting involved? And it's like, just shut up, Lynn, is what I tell myself. And for sometimes there is like a fine line where like, okay, yeah, that is true, like you shouldn't get involved in other people's issues, but most of the time I'm overreacting, and it's never really that deep. People have their own lives, and it's like you're like a speck in their universe. It's never that deep. Like, for instance, sometimes like I'll tell my brother something and he'll be like totally not listening, and I'm like, why did I even say that? And it's like, dude probably has like a million things on his mind, and I'm thinking like, I'm the reason why I ruined his day, and it's not like that. It's probably like something else. Excuse me, I am still thirsty. And I also like didn't film last week because it was insanely hot in my room, and I have to have the fan on. The fan's right here. And then it picks up the audio, and I'm not turning this off. Like, and I like filming in my room because it's like a cute little aesthetic. So that's side story why I didn't film last weekend. However, so if you have like bad thoughts like that you're like, and especially if you're trying to post online or like make yourself an internet sensation, you're always gonna have that inner voice that's like telling you self-sabotaging things, you know? And it's always the self really that's doing that, like the one that thinks too deeply about things versus your conscience, which is like your little fairy-like person that lives inside of you. That think of your conscience as like an angel that is like deeply connected to the universe and God, if you believe, and it's just like telling you all the correct things, but the self is like, shut up, she's stupid. And you know, it's like it's preventing you from going forward with making certain decisions and talking to certain people and being your full-fledged self, like they call it. So sometimes, like, I mean, I'm probably gonna go back and watch this video when I have moments, probably later on today, when I'm like, why did I even say that? Why did I post that? I'm so embarrassing. I promise no one cares. And if they do care, who cares? Exactly. And I've done like anything and everything like silly on the internet. I really don't care. But it's time. There are times where I'm like, mostly like in person, which is what I'm like cringe about. So in the end, you're your worst enemy, and you, even if you do make mistakes and it's like, why did I say that? And you did say something like rude or embarrassing, you know? If you truly believe like you messed up, apologize, and the people who want to accept your apology, they'll accept it, and you move forward. Like the famous words of my grandpa says, aquí no pasó nada. So basically, nothing happened here, move on, you're fine. It's okay to just keep going. It's okay to make mistakes. It's okay to be like, what's it called? Oh, it's okay to change your mind too. Just reassurance, I guess, is for myself and for you if you need reassurance, because I don't know, sometimes I feel like as a friend you could use some extra reassurance every now and then. Penny's still sleeping. I was like, why does she look like that? But she's facing that way. Usually she faces that way. But this is my video coming on here to basically come back, because my upload schedule last week was very mid, if I say so myself. I'm incredibly sorry. So basically, concluding point, if you ever feel embarrassing, cringy, useless, stupid, whatever, all the bad negative self-talk, you know, some things that I like to do to like kind of, I guess, mellow myself out before, because I mean, sometimes I even too tend to like, it's a snowball effect and you just keep going and going and going, and it's like, you know, if you're into writing, you know, get a journal. I mean, there's so many self-help, self-love, self-everything, like tips and tricks on the internet. Even like AI and stuff is getting really creepy and like kind of good at it. But I guess like from one real human to another, my favorite tactic is just like, I like to think of it as like peeling my skin off, and I just like, okay, I'm stepping out. Nothing is touching me. Nothing is affecting me. I'm like completely washing my hands of everything. Now, like start over and like unpack everything that you feel, like one by one. Like the first thing that comes to your mind, like, okay, I feel like an idiot because someone at the gym said something to me and like I could have responded better. You're overthinking it, and it's like, the person probably is like, it was supposed to happen that way anyways, you know? And the person that probably talked to you is like long forgotten about that situation, you know? So in the end, it's always never really that deep as it is. But I think I've hit 10 minutes, so that's my 10-minute practice of chatting. I'm hoping I have more video ideas for this week. This week I'm like kind of excited. Oh my god, sorry, I was looking through my notebook. Tomorrow I go get like my marriage license. How exciting. I'm kind of scared. Only because like I think it's like DMV status, so like, you know, people at the DMV are kind of mean. That's what I'm scared about. Like I just hate, oh, but even like in the end I know like it's their own problem, not mine. But I will be changing my last name. I said I wasn't gonna change my last name too, and I ended up I'm like, no, I do. I'm gonna, but it'll be fun. That's all I have to say. That's my update for the week. But I'll see you guys next time. Bye.